do you identify to be a shy person? If you are, I have some good news for you. You are not alone. Statistically, 4 out of 10 people consider themselves to be shy. And there is some good news. Shyness can be overcome. I know it can feel overwhelming, discouraging, and depressing sometimes because you will want to interact with people, but then there is a block. It's like there's an obstacle that is blocking you from being yourself and being free to interact with people. In your conversations with people, you worry a lot, wondering what the other person could be thinking about. Are they interested in me? What is going on through their mind? And then the worst part is when you are talking to your friends, telling them how this thing is affecting you. Sometimes the advice gives you never works because most of them have never dealt with chronic shyness, have never dealt with shyness at the level at which you're dealing with it. So they will tell you, just put on a smile and everything will be okay. But curing shyness is just more than putting on a smile. It's not just smiling and then it will go away. And we encounter these situations and we encounter these things mostly when we are in certain situations. For example, first day at a new job, at a new school, you don't know anyone, and those feelings overwhelm you because every person is looking at you. This is the funny thing about human beings. Every person is thinking about what the other person is thinking about. So if you are able to rid yourself of this way, to know that each person is carrying their own problems, their own challenges, it will help you. But before I dive deep, I just wanted to point this out. There's a big difference between shyness and social anxiety. You can sometimes experience symptoms of social anxiety when you feel shy, but you could be suffering from just shyness, not social anxiety. The two do overlap, but they are not the same. The difference between the two is in the intensity of the fear that you experience. When you have social anxiety, the emotions are so strong that they control how you live your day-to-day life. They affect every part of your life. You have that constant fear of being watched and being judged by other people. It usually causes you to isolate from people, and it may take over your life. So whether you are dealing with the shyness, which is a lower, a less intense emotional fear, or social anxiety, there are ways managing it. There are ways of overcoming. Now I want to share with you some of the things you can do to manage these emotions, to overcome these emotions, so that you can live a free and happier life. So the first way of managing shyness and overcoming shyness is moving out of your comfort zone. And I know, because the greatest struggle that you have is you getting out of the comfort zone. That is why you need that help. But you see, the way you can do this is by setting manageable goals. You come up with a vision board. You have these massive goals, but then you break them into small, doable action. Let's look at it for an example. If you want to start running today, the thing you shouldn't do, and I know you want to do, is to go and sign up for a marathon. What you will do is you will start running for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours, 5 hours before you think of getting into any competition. It's the same thing with how you can be able to overcome and deal with shyness. The first thing you do is set manageable goals, and this will look different for each person because we're dealing with different aspects and versions, and so you know yourself, you know where your comfort zone is, you know what your limit is. For example, you can start by going to the park where there are people there. If that is getting out of the comfort zone for you, you usually go to the park when people are not there. Then you set that goal. You go to the park. You don't need to talk to anyone, but you present yourself there. And then once you conquer that, you set again another goal. In a few weeks, you'll be surprised at how fast you've managed and conquered this burden, this heavy, depressing spirit. Here is number 2. Refuse to be the superstar in the room. This is what I mean. Very easy. We have this cognitive bias where we tend to think that every person in the room is looking at us, is judging us. I have a question for you, and I want you to experiment this. Whenever you are interacting with people in a crowd, how often do you notice what other people are doing, the things they're thinking? How often do you do that? Or you spend 90% of the time thinking about what they could be thinking about you. So you spend less time thinking about what they are doing, and you spend more time thinking about what they could be thinking about you. And that's how people are. What I'm trying to say is refuse to be the superstar in the room, because you're not. And so you're putting yourself under immense pressure for no reason at all. This is one of the best ways to overcome shyness, is to remember that they are not thinking about you. You are not the superstar. You're just minding your own business. So be free. Enjoy yourself. They are also thinking about their own things. things. Trust me, they are not thinking about you. Number 3, don't feel shy or don't be afraid to ask for support. This is what I mean. If you are going to an event, a party, or you're supposed to do something, shopping, enlist or ask for support from friends, family members. But I will ask this: take the lead. They will be there with you, but you must take the lead, because that is how you are going to grow out of this circumstantial prison. And I call it circumstantial because it is circumstantial. So enlist, ask for support, but take the lead. So when you go to that event, make sure you are proactive, make sure you take action. Don't just go and then hide behind them, because this will not help. This will not provide the support and the solution you need. When you enlist their support as they come and then you take the lead, trust me, your mind knows that you have people there who believe in you, and they will offer you the support you need even as you take the lead. You do that once, twice, thrice, you'll be fully covered. Number 4, remember that avoiding social events is not the answer, because you see, human beings are social beings. We are social animals. So you will avoid the event that is going to birth what? Loneliness. And that is another thing you don't want in your life. It's better to try and fail than again to have loneliness in your life. So don't stay away from social events. Take the leap. Go talk to someone. Whatever it takes. Whatever. Say this to yourself. Whatever it takes, I will do it. Gonna do it. This is the best way to connect with people, interact with people, because you need connections. Now, shyness is not something to be concerned about. It's not a serious condition, but it can prevent you from building networks and connections, leave you lonely. Try these strategies that I've shared with you. Try to implement them. I know they will work for you, and I know they will help you overcome these emotional challenges. Till next time.